All right, so welcome to Bronze Basics, where I'll be watching a code of every single hero in Bronze. And this hero happens to be Hazard. Now, Hazard's a hero I've been working on a little bit. Certainly isn't my strongest of heroes, but a hero I'm definitely starting to pick up on. Spike Guard. When you hold your right click, you're gonna have damage reduction, and then you're also gonna be doing damage to the heroes in front of you. Spike Guard isn't just about going in and doing a bunch of damage. It's also about using it as an escape out. You really wanna try to make this decision. Do I use it to escape out, or do I do it to finish a kill? So when you jump in with Violent Leap, which is your next ability, right? And Violent Leap is where you kind of lunge forward at them and you can activate it again to slash at the enemies. A lot of the time is you want to go in with that Violent Leap. You're going to basically slash at them, get them low, and then use your right click to finish the kill. That's kind of when you want to follow up the damage. Jagged Wall is you can launch a spike and knock them back. One thing I'll suggest for this one, when you first start at Hazard, there's an option. Basically be able to see where it's going to go. I would suggest for any beginner at Hazard to use that. If you can see an opportunity to put a wall behind somebody, Violent Leap in, bounce them into the wall, Spike Guard them down, that's gonna be a really good combo. But also, I would suggest looking for ways to use Jagged Wall as like a defensive wall that you sometimes use aggressively. Or to, block off line of sight. I would always suggest blocking off line of sight of heals, blocking off line of sight of damage to you. Heck, I've saved my teammates by putting my wall in a spot that, my teammates would normally fall over to. As you can see, there's a lot of combos with Hazard. It's all about trying to find that right timing with Violent Leap, using your Spike Guard to finish a kill, or defensively back yourself out, and then using your Jagged Wall, either a way to prevent heals damage, or a way to kind of just, back away and survive. The ultimate is called Down 4. You have a little bit of a time in to move it, but it's not a crap ton of time. Sometimes I feel like I have more time, and then I just alt nothing. So just remember, try your best to kind of have it go to the spot it's going to. Don't move it too much. I've been doing that, and I've been hecking it up quite a bit. It can be blocked by shields. So for example, if I'm on Sigma and I put my shield up in the air, I can actually block it. I can also eat it with Defense Matrix. So I'm just kind of giving you the idea of play around cooldowns. And if you do that correctly, you should be in a really good spot. It can also bring somebody down to the ground. So for example, if a Pharah's in it, Pharah will go to the ground. You can get people off the map with it. Say somebody's on the outside of the map like a Pharah, and you could do it that way. You can launch them to the ground. So definitely multiple ways to utilize it. And of course, if you didn't know, you can wall climb as Hazard. Obviously, if you use your wall, you can actually maneuver above it. You can climb up. So make sure to utilize that as much as you possibly can. You do have the sub-roll passive where when you kind of go into the air with Violent Leap, you're going to get a little bit of heal in there. It's not a ton, but it can help you. So remember to kind of utilize that, climbing up your Jagged Wall and then jumping back and leaping backwards. You can kind of give yourself some survivabilities. Perk-wise, you have the Reconstitution one. Jagged Wall hits Phil Spike Guard with 25% additional energy. It's pretty good. And then the other one is the Zeal one, which was Spike Guard gains 40% lifesteal. I've been leaning towards the lifesteal just because I have a habit from Stadium. I think either's fine. This is just going to depend on your playstyle. The major perk, this is an interesting one. You have the Violent Leap range increased by 20%. In my opinion, if you're playing at GM area, Violent Leap makes a lot of sense because survivability is super key. But then Explosive Impalement, the Bone Spur hits marked targets with spikes, and the Quick Melee and Violent Leap Slash detonate them for 30 explosion damage. This one's really cool because when you use your Bone Spur on them and you do that combo, you can do a lot of extra damage. So you have to make a decision. Do you want more survivability, which I usually opt for, or are you going to opt for more of that bursty damage? Hazard's a fun hero, definitely worth picking up if you want to play a hyper aggro mobile tank with some good survivabilities. I hope that helps. Hope you enjoy the video. Keep in mind that there is, a bit of a learning curve, so if you struggle at first, that's okay. I'm still learning Hazard myself. We'll see how it all goes. Enjoy the video. All right, so today's video, we're going to be watching a Bronze Hazard in the Bronze Basics series. And they say in this game, hey, so I started playing Overwatch 2, but took a pretty long break from the game. I was an Orisa one-trick until Ramatra's release. Returning to the game, I've decided I want to branch out and try to find new heroes to play. I want to climb again, but I also understand I'm learning a new tank with picking up Hazard. I fell in love with the character upon return, and I love how he feels. Although I'm sure he has a high skill ceiling that I'm trying to get better at. I ranked last season as a Silver 2 tank, and as I've continued, I've gone down into Bronze 2. I know there's a lot of mistakes I made, but as every good quarterback, I try to watch my gameplay back and I want to break some habits. We won this game, but I always feel I could do better. Or is there a different tank I should try based on my playstyle? I'd love to hear what you have to say. Thank you in advance. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Hazard's fun. A hero I'm still actually working on. I understand how to play him, but I have a lot to work on mechanically on him. Like timings. Okay. Good wall. I like when people use the wall to line of sight people off. This is just a reminder for everybody. I'm actually going to probably go over this in the intro. Something a little bit to note here with Hazard, you have two options. One of them is you can automatically shoot your wall. Another one of them actually shows you where your wall will go, then you activate it. I use the activation one. Other people will use the other way. The activation one, it shows you on the wall where it will go, and then you can hit left click to go there whenever you want it to. The other option, it just throws it at the direction you go and you don't know where it will land. But if you're really good at Hazard, and you might know those anyway. For me, someone who's not as good, see right here, it says jagged wall uses pre-placement control. And then you can set it to anything. You can set it to different stuff too. You can set it to primary fire, ability to press, whatever you want, secondary fire, etc. See? Again, teach your own, but it's a good option to kind of mention. Good job. I mean, good aggression in, good right click. I mean, I like that. See, that wall right there doesn't feel like... That wall feels a bit wasted because the D.Va can get away. So I want you to just engage that D.Va up there with like a jump and shift rather than what you're doing there. So like maze wall, yeah. I felt like that one was a little bit of a waste. Remember, use your wall to... If you're not isolating somebody in a 1v1 or like a hallway like you did at the beginning, like I would use it more to like be annoying like around this area, right? If the D.Va's caught off here, like why not use it here to force them to shoot that wall? That wall can be tough, like, to deal with. So use it more as like a line of sight thing, or like, and then you can kind of use that to maneuver the D.Va around and do a bunch of damage and things like that. So that's what I would prefer to see you use it for. Yeah, like Maywall, exactly. Yeah, exactly like Maywall. Yep, like that. You can angle it though if you want it to be even more impactful. You can angle it off the wall, and it gets even more annoying. So, like right now, you would wait to use it though. Wait till one. Use it when they're crossing in and like it's one person going over there. Right now you're using it as like a preemptive way. I want you to use it as a way to block a line of sight for somebody or get somebody killed when they cross over like a Maywall. Good job. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Easy. That's exactly what I want out of you. Like right now you could use it behind the Mizuki. There you go. Easy. How easy is that? That's what I want you to do more of. And remember, it does damage the wall too when they're against it, so. Ambitious ult, that D.Va, yeah, I was gonna say, no need to ult that when you bob in. That would be a waste of an ult. Jump. Okay. I was just gonna say, if they're in that like room like that, I want to see you engage quicker like that. Like you let them get away. A lot of your gameplay right now is you let them get away. The burst damage you can do with that jump in like melee like burst damage is so good that at the very worst you would have just gotten both of them to like low HP, force out an ultimate. Just remember, like that jump combo in is so good. I wouldn't recommend this pathing, but hey, if it works, it works. All right. Oh nope, you got to work on that. Oh boy. Okay, so now we're seeing. Okay. So you want to get that jump like melee combo down more. Like jump in, like do the melee combo. Wu Yang's your target. Why are you going for the D.Va? Target focus, target focus, target focus. Like that Wu Yang should have been dead a while ago. There you go. Now next up will be the soldier. Yes, perfect. Remember, Hazard is really good at killing the squishies, not the tank. If the tank distracts you the whole time, you're probably gonna fall over. High ground. There you go. And then like, remember, you also like boot people back. So like just going up there and doing a couple of rotations of that can be really key. And then your sub roll passive heals when you go in. Obviously that's not ideal that your teammate fell off the map. Yeah, you just kind of existed right there. Like, go up on the high ground. Use your wall climb more, too, by the way. Like, you have a wall climb. You don't need to, like, jump to every spot, too. Like, wall climb up. You can also... There's some tech you can do. This will get more advanced, but you can, like, climb it up a wall, use your, like, your wall to get even higher up, and then get to high grounds. Things like that. So... Like, right here, I see the M-Ray. That's my target. Remember, that's a small hallway, so you don't want to just jump into it like that. You want to, like, maneuver your position a little bit better, but... Again, the squishies. So I would wall off. See, like you're not thinking about you're trying to wall them off in real time, think about where they're going to go to. Like right now, I would wall off here, right? Because it's going to either force them out and then they can't help their soldier. Then you isolate their soldier. See the whole, like I said, very much like May. Use your wall to isolate and like predict where they're going to back up to so that way you can get the free kills. Sometimes you're trying to catch them and like as they're already gone. So like go further with it. Maybe that setting will be good for you initially to see where it goes. Nice follow up there on the soldier. All right, I mean, you're honestly, like, you have a pretty, you're, like, understanding what to do sometimes. You're almost playing, I want to see a couple more team fights before I give this advice, but I think, initially, I think you're playing too fast. And I know that sounds weird, but I think you feel like you need to be involved in team fights way more than you do. And you start button mashing, and then, like, what happens is when you get into button mash mode, you end up getting lost, and that's that. Remember, as you climb in Overwatch, the more and more you improve, the slower the game gets. And like, you don't have to do 100 things at once. You just need to do things do them in like the best way possible. But you don't have to just like start spamming your buttons all the time. And it feels like that's what you're doing. And you start to panic a little bit, and then you run in circles, and you get a little bit lost. So, well, I haven't quite figured out their playstyle yet, so I'm gonna do that at the end of like what I think they could try if they didn't want to do just Hazard. But right now, yeah, you're doing exactly that. You just feel like you need to be involved in everything, and then you get involved in nothing. So this Friday and Saturday. Yeah, a lot of this was like, oh, that's a great one. Now just stay with them. Yep, you're good. Nice job. Free kill. Good out by your team. Yeah, you get lost a lot. This is going to come down to like almost movement control. I can give you a little bit of practice and something to work on that actually, believe it or not, can help. One of the things I do in the Bronze Basics, too, is I try to give people a little bit of, like, I guess, homework, you could say. I won't call it homework, though, because as somebody who didn't do much homework, I'm not going to, you know. So, but I do think that, like, you could benefit from going into the train. Yeah, that was a great wall. You could benefit from going into the training range and trying to, I want you to like almost learn how to jump in and then do like a 180. I want you to like clean up your movement. And I think when you do, your hazard will improve a crap ton. Because whenever you play mobile heroes, that movement in the air is so key. So just like go and like practice like maneuvering around the map and doing 180s and like being able to turn around like smoothly. Like right here, like, see like that? Something I could do in this situation is like jump to the wall, turn around as I'm doing that on the wall climb, go into a right click, back away, and survive, right? Instead, you get stuck turned around, so you take a lot of extra damage that you shouldn't take, which puts some pressure on your heel, like your supports, right? So like what I would do is I would jump in, do the wall climb, turn around with the right click, go there. See what I'm saying? How like, if you can learn how to get your movement smooth, at least on the 180 aspect of it on Hazard, I think you'll be in a good spot with that, where you can get that. And that just takes some practice, and maybe you find that your sensitivity needs a slight adjustment, which, by the way, you ended up doing that turn right there, by the way, so good job. So, I know it's like, it's not like, it's advice I don't normally give, but I think like when you play like heroes like this, mobile heroes like Diva, Hazard, etc., movement is a big part of it, right? So learning how to like get that movement down will like level you up so quickly. Good job there. Good target focus. That was awesome. Yep. Good job understanding target focus. That wall is okay. I like what you're doing there. You're basically just blocking out that line. It's not the easiest one. You're not at the... Truthfully, you're just not at an advantage in that team fight after they got the kills, so that's okay. But you have a general understanding of what to do right. I think your movement is what's holding you back right now. Yep. This is what I mean. When I say that you're trying to almost do too much, like right there in that situation, you went in and you felt like, oh no, I need to do something, so let me just start randomly shooting at absolutely nothing. This was kind of the point I was making, is like you're feeling obligated to do things when you don't even have to. What you did, you got to your spot, great. Now analyze the field for a second. Be like, okay, this is my target here. That's my target there. This is what I'm going to go for right here. This is what I'm going to do next there. Like that's what I'm talking about, is like you don't need to always just do something sometimes. You can just like sit there for a second and like analyze what your next move is. All right, soldier's your target. I like that. Miss the wall. Remember, predict where they're going, not right where they're at. You've hit some of those walls, but I'm telling you, you get a little bit past them. That's a free kill on soldier. There you go. You kind of did it there. You slowed things down and you get a free kill. See? You analyze the field and you got a kill. That's what I'm talking about. Point I'm making. The D.Va's clearly going this way. You wall this way. You want to wall this way because they're going, you see what I'm saying? Predict where they're going to go, not where they're at. I'm telling you, you're going to get so many more block offs there. That's what I'm saying. Yes, like you can, that's how you process it better when you're making those plays, right? Like here, you're doing the right thing. Played this side of the wall. Maybe line of sight, get away. Yep. Could have been out there sooner. This is the correct play. It's okay to leave a team fight. Nice shot. Okay, using the wall to line of sight. I like that. Again, that wall was used to survive to your side, hoping that your supports get there in time. Granted, you can try to jump out, but either way, that's a low percentage play regardless, so it's okay. Yeah, your walls need a little bit of work. I actually believe that if you put that setting on, I don't know if you have it on, I think it will actually help you. I believe that like it will help you understand walls better, and if you can turn it off later, you're good. So. Well, that's what I'm saying. The block resource thing comes with, I think, the trying to do too much situation. And that's why, like, I'm not even getting into the block resource yet. The D.Va wouldn't be your target here. It would be their squishies. There you go. See, like, that wall right there, the right idea. Like, with that set in, you would be able to see where it goes. That one, you kind of did the right idea, but you don't see where it goes. That's why it's helpful for me. Okay, you can right-click that. Back away. As you're backing up, you'll survive it. And then what I would do in this situation, I would right-click, back up. It's gonna do a good amount of damage to you, but you won't die to it. It will bounce you back to this wall, and you just grab the health pack. All you need to do is right-click that. Damage reduction. Remember, damage reduction. You can do that with Doomfist. You can do it with you can do it with Roadhog. Now, obviously, the less HP you have, the less likely you'll survive it. D.Va Ultimate has a range. The further you're away from it, the less damage it does. It's not just one singular damage. I have not done a made for Bronze Basics yet. I will say, though, unfortunately, there's a replay code wipe today. So any submissions already in there are going to have to be again. Sorry. It's like just, it's more because every single patch they have, Blizzard deletes the replay code. So that's why sometimes we don't get to people's content or like can't keep up with like some of that stuff. Obviously, I can't keep up with it in general because there's a ton of like submissions. But like that also hurts that because they always delete replay codes, unfortunately. Whenever there's a patch. Today's a patch. Why are we getting a patch? I think it's just to add skins in the game and like a bug fix or something. I'm pretty sure. But even that deletes replay codes. Right idea, but a little bit too much standing around. I think taking away that angle on the right side would be your play. You're playing too static. I don't mind this. The soldier behind you is still there. The soldier is still there. Remember that soldier? All right. Now, alt-wise, I would just look for their squishies, send it at an angle, and go for it. Yep. That is not the way I would do it, but you still got people, so. Remember, that ultimate, it comes from the sky and can do a lot of, like, get a lot of people in it, so don't heck that one up. Either way, it looks like you win, but I'll pause it right here. So listen, just again, to remind you on this one, look for squishies, use your wall to predict where they're gonna go, not just throw it at them because most of the time it's gonna end up hecking up and going behind them. I want you to practice your movement on those 180s that I was talking about. I think that will help your gameplay tremendously by working on the 180s and kind of going in there. A little bit more of jumping at them and kind of like one-shot comboing them. Once you get that down, like you basically will climb out of bronze right away. A lot of what you're doing wrong is you end up kind of stuck in the middle and you're not really jumping at them aggressively. And you're kind of playing like in the middle of like waiting on things to happen. And the problem is that I always talk about this. If you rely on your teammates every single game, everybody plays differently. So while your passive gameplay can work on one map, the next map, if your team plays a little bit more aggressive or like doesn't get the kills that you're getting, then you just lose the game. So you need to have more playmaking that happens. And I think that will go a lot. But I really want you to work on those 180s and a little bit more of like kind of maneuvering around the map and things like that. So you thought I was playing? Yeah, listen, I know my Hazard isn't my strongest hero right now, but I still play Hazard okay. But anyway, you do all of that, I think you'll see a climb, all right? You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't, leave a comment, all that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, my Discord is where to do that. And if you want to watch another one of these Bronze Basics, the previous one we did, I think was an Ayari or an Ana one, I forgot. Click it right here. You can learn a lot on those ones. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.